will have to do it even better.
Oh, that can't.
Take a seat.
Ready? One, two, three. If they ask me, I can write a book about the way you walk and whisper and look. I could write the preface on our weekend so the world would never forget. And the simple secret of the plot is just to tell them that I love you a lot. Then the world discovers as my book ends how to make two lovers of friends. If they ask me, I could write a book about the way you walk and whisper and look. I could write a preface on how we met so the world would never forget. And the simple secret of the plot is just to tell them that I love you a lot. Then the world discovers as my book ends how to make two lovers, how to make two lovers, how to make two lovers as friends. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Let me first tell you who's in this band. Over there on drums, he's played here many, many times. This is Julian Cantelm. And I have to say Julian with the E, because back here on the bass, this is his second time playing in this room. Moved back here from the Bay Area recently. This is Julian Esparza. Julien with the A. This is definitely the first time well, second time now because we had a first show that I played on stage with 2 Julians. Yeah, so mark this day, you know. We need to find some more Julians out there that can just form a band. Over here, coming from Florida, out here for a year or so, and he's gotten to play this room multiple times. He's also a wonderful trombonist. That's Carter Key on piano. So we've done this year a couple tributes to people who have that we've lost this year. So in April, we did a tribute to Tom Bell. He's one of the ones who co-founded the Philadelphia Sound, Philadelphia Soul. So some of those amazing songs, Picture by Golly Wow, and La 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 La, I Love You. Yeah, amazing songs. He passed away January, early January. So that was April. And then in June, we did a tribute to somebody else who passed away, I think it was January, Burt Bacharach.
Yes.
So we did a Burt Bacharach tribute early June. And it's weird, it's like, you know, these are people that you want to do tributes to anyhow. But then sometimes, you know, you lose them and it's like their music is on your mind. So it's like, we gotta do the tribute. And then of course, just a few weeks ago, we lost Tony Bennett. And of course I knew that, I want to do a tribute to Tony Bennett. I was thinking in my mind, it's probably going to be next year, because I was looking at the schedule here, I was looking at my schedule for the rest of the year, like, I don't know if I can make it happen. But I was like, okay, well, let me at least see when his birthday is. And I looked, I'm like, oh, August 3rd, that's like a week and a half from now. I was like, and there was nothing scheduled this week, which it was actually fine. I was actually fine with that. And I was like, maybe I should just do a one-night thing here, celebrating his music. And I asked my wife, she said, yeah, you should do it. So went ahead and did it, and we had the 7 o'clock show, and that sold out. And so we added this second show. And it's this music, all the music we're doing, pretty much most of it, maybe there's a song or two that is familiar with people who know the Great American Songbook. If you've listened to Tony Bennett, he has a vast catalog of tunes that weren't just sung by him, they were sung by Ella and Frank Sinatra and any singer who was a singer for many years. But the beautiful thing about it is everybody had their own take on it. And you know, what we do here with tributes, as opposed to what people do in cover bands, a cover band is where you try to imitate every single thing. So you find a singer that could sound like the lead singer, and the guitarist is playing every lick and everything. It's hard to do a cover band in jazz because, you know, you have to, like, you know, if it's like you have to play Ron Carter's every single bass line, every single note. So it's a tribute. It's like you're just paying homage to the music and giving the essence of this great music. If Tony Bennett were here today, he would say, "This is wonderful. We're having a good time. This is wonderful that everybody's here having a good time." He would tell me, if I was doing his music, he would say, "Just do it like you do it. You know, he would say, be yourself, do what you do." So I am paying homage to this singer who, for one, knew how to sing a lyric. That's really what he was all about. And a lot of the singers from his era, they knew how to sing a lyric and deliver a lyric and carry the right emotions. I was listening to a couple of his songs earlier today, and every time I get to certain parts, I would almost tear up, because I'm like, the way he was hitting that note on that place was like, there's so much emotion in the way he delivered the note It's like, wow. People if singers understood that more, because there's some great singers who don't understand that aspect. It's not necessarily, about just trying to make a song perfect. It's about how you deliver it, how you deliver the words, and how you make certain notes carry the emotion and tug on your heartstrings. That's what Tony Bennett did. I may mess up some notes. I may not sing everything perfectly, but what I will do tonight is I will pour my heart out and leave everything here on stage, like, an athlete leaves everything out in the field. That's what I will do, because that's what he did. And so we're gonna celebrate Tony Bennett tonight. So let's continue on. Missed the Saturday dance, heard the crowd at the floor, couldn't bear it without you, don't get around much anymore. Thought I'd visit the club, would have gone but what for? They had asked me about you, don't get around much anymore. Well, darling, I guess my mind's more at ease, but nevertheless, why stir up memories? Been invited on dates, might have gone but what for? It's awfully different without you, don't get around much anymore. It's awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore. It's awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore. light that shines upon our caravan. Sleep upon my shoulder as we creep across the sand, and so I may keep the memory of our caravan. This is so exciting. You are so inviting, resting in my arms as I thrill to the magic charms of you. Beside me here, beneath the blue, my dream of love is coming true. Within our desert caravan, yeah. exciting. You are so inviting, resting in my within our desert caravan. Thank you. That song was written by one of the great American composers, Duke Ellington. You heard about him?
Wow.
Yeah. Duke Ellington, prolific composer. And think about Tony Bennett. He has a lot of records that he's done over the years, many records. He's done different tributes. He's done the music of Duke Ellington, and he's done Cole Porter. He's done I think Rodgers and Hart. He's done movie soundtracks, love songs. He's done a great album with Count Basie, Basie Swings, Tony Sings. He's done a lot of stuff over the years. So his palette is vast and wide. So this next one is also a Duke Ellington tune, one that he did. And this is actually probably, if there's a tune that is maybe not as familiar with, this might be one of them, but you may know it. I first heard this song early 90s when I was just jumping into this jazz thing. And the first version I heard was from Ella Fitzgerald. I don't remember which record, but I love the tune. And I ended up doing an early demo recording with a friend of mine who was also going to not SDSU, Mesa College at the time. I was singing the big band in Mesa College. So we did a recording on tape. I don't have that tape anymore, so it's a bummer. But this is a beautiful tune called Azure. Drifting, dreaming in Julian, stardust gleaming through my solitude. Here in my seclusion, you're a blue illusion, while in this azure interlude, I'm not wanted. I'm so all alone. Always haunted by the dreams I own. But though I'm tormented, I must be contented, drifting, dreaming in the night. tormented, I must be contented, drifting, dreaming in the night, Thank you. Set this here. Okay. We'll just carry on. Everybody having a good time?
Yes.
Everybody having a good time? We're just having a good time, everybody. One, two, three. Someday, when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight. Yes, you're lovely with your smile so warm and your cheeks so soft. There is nothing for me but to love you and the way you look tonight. With each word, your tenderness grows, tearing my feet apart. Nose touches my foolish heart. Yes, you're lovely, never ever change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight. Tenderness grows, tearing my feet apart. That loud that wrinkles the nose touches my foolish heart. You're lovely, never, never change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight. Just the way you look tonight. You think we're in New York? Sirens going off all the time. Nobody pays attention, just like they are. They're going somewhere.
We need the rumble of the subway.
You need the rumble of the subway. If you've ever lived right above, like where the subway, or where it runs, that's an experience. Sleeping and just like. Olden days, a glimpse of stocking was looked on as something shocking. Now heaven knows, anything goes. Good authors too, for once, knew better words, not only used for letter words, writing prose. Anything goes. The world is gone bad today, the good bad today, the night today, and black's white today. For most guys today, the woman brides today are just silly gigolos. No, I'm not a great romancer. I know that you're bound to answer when I propose. Anything goes. Anything goes. Anything goes. The world is gone bad today. The good's bad today. And white today. And black white today. For most guys today. And woman cries today. Are just silly gigolos. No, I'm not a great romancer. I know that you're bound to answer when I propose. Anything goes. Anything goes. Anything goes. Anything goes. Anything goes. Depends on where you live. What does that mean? Here's one of my favorite ballads of all time. I think it's one of the most beautiful melodies ever written by one of the great composers. His name was Hoagy Carmichael. He's written some amazing songs. This is called Skylark. to say to me? Won't you tell me where my love can be? Is there a meadow in the mist where someone's waiting to be kissed? Skyline, have you seen a valley green whispering where my heart can go journeying over the shadows and the rain to a blossom-covered lane? And in your lonely flight, haven't you heard the music in the night? Wonderful music, faint as the will-o'-the-wisp, crazy as a loon, sad as a gypsy, serenading the moon. Oh, Skylark, I don't know when you can find these things, but my heart is riding on your wings. So when you see them anywhere, won't you leave me there? You know that song, Paul Combs?
Oh, I never heard that before.
That's Paul Combs. Beautiful song. Just checking my little set list here because I don't have no clue. Oh yeah. So Tony Bennett also did this wonderful album with this pianist. He kind of did some things. His name was Bill Evans. He did some cool things. He did some stuff with Miles and a bunch of other people. He's kind of a legend. He's right, wouldn't you say, Carter?
He's the dude.
He's the dude,
Who
yeah.
you want to be.
And they did a duet album together. Two albums. Fantastic, with like alternate takes and all this stuff is awesome. It's amazing. And this particular tune was written by a composer, but then he passed away, I think in 2018, I believe. Composer, pianist by the name of Michel Legrand. And if you don't know who he is, you've heard his music because first of all, he was a wonderful musician, both kind of in the classical and jazz world. He kind of can do it all, but he was a wonderful composer, and he composed for a lot of different films. And so you would, oh yeah, I know that song. And his songs have been covered by a lot of people. I couldn't do everything tonight. You know, when you're putting together, it's like, man, I could just go on and on and on. I wanted to do this particular song that I heard in the 80s, that before I even knew who Michel Legrand was. And I mean, I grew up knowing about Tony Bennett, but I didn't know his whole catalogs. I didn't know he sang this song. I just knew the version from like 1984 or 1985. I think it was 84, when James Ingram and Patty Austin sang it. It was, how do you keep the music playing? How do you make it last? How do you keep the song from fading too fast? But then, really, there's other artists prior to that version that has sung this song, including Tony Bennett. Like, wow, what a beautiful song. Michel Legrand was a fantastic composer and kind of wrote like nobody else did. Like, his songs are very unique. This particular tune that we're about to do is there's three, it's like three sections. They're all kind of the same, but not really, because the second section mysteriously modulates in the middle of the section, and you don't even know it. When you're first learning the song, you're like, what the heck is happening? I have no clue, because you end up in a different key at the end of the song. It's like, how is that possible? And then you're like, oh my goodness, it modulated. It's very, like, nobody does that, except Michel Legrand. So this particular song, the lyrics, I remember I remember singing this song, like when I first started performing, remember COVID? Remember that thing? Remember the blip? Yeah, the blip. Yeah. Right? When shutdown happened a week before spring. Okay. Now, not that there's any good time for a shutdown to happen, but that's probably the worst time. If it shut down right before winter, it's like, oh, it's good. I have to stay in my house in the winter, and it's all good. Especially depending on where you live in the country, it's like, that's fine. I don't want to go out in the snow anyway. So, wintertime or spring is like renewal. It's hope. You getting over this. Not that we have horrible winters here. So, if you only lived here, you're like, what are you talking about? But winter for a lot of people is sometimes it's harsh. Winter, a lot of times, you correlate winter with a lot of things. Sometimes it could be breakup, a lot of times it's like that cold winter. There's just a lot of connotations with that. But spring is like hope, it's renewal, it's fresh, it's freshness, it's the flowers are blooming. And this is the first time probably any of us here, I imagine people who've lived long enough experienced things many years ago, but where we didn't get to enjoy a spring. Like spring still happened, but we didn't enjoy it like we normally enjoy a spring. We kind of sat in our houses and the spring happened and we didn't get to really experience it like we did. It was a conversation actually, me, somebody else, and it was Pat Matheny. We were actually talking about, he was talking about how he spent it was the first time he spent 4 seasons from his window, from his own window, because he's always on the road. A lot of people are always on the road, so when you spend 4 seasons from your own window, it's like it's a whole different experience. So as I started doing these outside performances. I remember pulling up this song, and it was like the lyrics kind of resonated, even though the song is not. It might mean something different, but not necessarily that much, because I think as the clock went around, and as we started getting this hope a couple years later about things turning around, you must believe in spring. You must not give up hope. That's where the lyrics resonated to me as I started to sing this song after this. So this is Michel Legrand's You Must Believe in Spring. And if you haven't heard Tony Bennett's version of this, you gotta, it's amazing, so. when lonely feelings chill the meadows of your mind. Just think if winter comes, can spring be far behind? Beneath the deepest snows, the secret of a rose is merely that it knows you must believe in spring. Just as a tree is sure its leaves will reappear, it knows its emptiness is just a time of year. The frozen mountain dreams of April's melting streams, how crystal clear it seems you must believe in spring. You must believe in love and trust it's on its way. Just as a sleeping rose awaits the kiss of May, so in a world of snow, of things that come and go, where what we think you know you can't be certain of, you must believe in spring and love. So in a world of snow, of things that come and go, just as a sleeping rose awaits the kiss of May, la da da da. You can't be certain of, you must believe in spring. You must be spring in spring. You must believe in spring and love. Paul, oh, were you
I have a
gonna say?
question for you.
Yeah.
Wasn't it the Bergmans who wrote the lyrics for that, the English lyrics?
Yes, that was, they collaborated a lot with Michelle.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
lyrics. When you hear that song, like in passive listening, do you hear that modulation in that second part?
I noticed it in the second part, but when it comes out at the end, I still think I'm in the first.
And first key, and you're not. It's like crazy.
And it, when
It's
Carter
so
took
deceptive.
it back to the top and said, "Oh yeah, there it is."
Yeah. And when I remember, it's like musicians talking, but I remember like the first time I looked at a chart when I was going through this song, I looked at the starting key, looked at the ending key. I was like trying to figure out like what the heck is going on here? And it's like, oh my goodness, he just does this modulation in that second part. It's so subtle. Ah, so brilliant. Brilliant. Let's take it up a little bit. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Your heart from sight. Lock your dreams at night. It could happen to you. Don't count stars or you might stumble. Someone drops a star, down you tumble. You an eye on spring, run when church bells ring. It could happen to you. All I did was wonder how your arms would be, and it happened to me too. Lock your dreams at night. It could happen to you. Don't count stars or you might stumble. Someone drops a star and down you'll tumble. Keep an eye on spring, run when church bells ring. It could happen to you. All I did was wonder how your arm could be, and it happened, and it happened, and it happened to me. You ever play that?
Lowrider.
You played Lowrider? You never played Lowrider?
I love Lowrider.
Oh my, no, that's it. Yeah. Take a little trip.
That's what you were
So now you're
Okay.
like, take a little sip with me. This is what, okay, go ahead and just start it. We're doing the song, right?
Yeah.
So, this is the moment where piano starts playing and it's like, I'm talking. Sometimes it's like you're just stalling. So I'm telling you this, you never know when somebody's stalling or just really like engaging you in a story. Sometimes you need to stall. I've had moments where I had to stall. Yeah, crazy, huh? I'm not really stalling. I'm just giving him a chance to play and setting ourselves up for this song. You know, almost all the songs in the American Songbook, almost all of them have these verses that probably, a majority of singers don't sing, but sometimes you hear them. Like if you hear some singers, they sing them, especially, you know, from old recordings, but there's certain ones that you hardly ever sung, so if you don't listen to certain versions, you don't even know that there's a verse. People forget that there's a verse to Somewhere Over the Rainbow and some of those other songs. So this particular song, which you will recognize, has this little verse to it, and I hope I don't mess it up, butcher it. The problem is that, so some of them are really good. Some of them I love. And some of them are like, okay, like they kind of just feel like they're just wandering. It was a moment in like, you know, musical theater years ago where it was a way to set up for the song. So it was more of a melodic dialogue that sets you up for the song, for the scene. So some of them are hard to remember because it sounds the same as this other one. And I'm like, you start into it and like, wait, I forget which song I'm singing. Anyhow, I say that to say that we're gonna do this song with the little verse, which is a lovely verse actually. So, and this song also is, you know, gotta mention this guy because he just came from this place back in May. So this is the place where he also left his heart. But he actually loves it here more. No? Yeah? No. I had to laugh because he said, when we were talking earlier, he said he came here to save some money, and I was like, what? I get it, because, you know, San Francisco is still more expensive but not much anymore. It's like the way San Diego's inflated, it's like catching up really quickly. But I just found that funny. I came to San Diego to save money. Like, said no one ever.
Yeah.
Until he did. But we're glad he's here. All right, you ready to do this? How's this melody go? What's my first note? Yeah, there we go. The loveliness of Paris seems somehow sadly gay. The glory that was Rome is of another day. I've been terribly alone and forgotten in Manhattan. I'm going home to my city by the bay. Which bay are we talking about? And there's many bays.
Mission Bay.
There's Mission Bay. Yeah, there's a lot of bays, and just in San Diego alone, let alone California, and then let alone the East Coast, let alone islands around the world. So which bay? What are we talking about? Oh, I left my heart. Now I know what we're talking about. In San Francisco, high on a hill, it calls to me. To be where little cable cars climb halfway to the stars. The morning fog may chill the air. I don't care, my love awaits. There in San Francisco, above the blue and windy sea, when I come home to you, San Francisco. Your golden sun will shine for me. Thank you. When you listen to that recording, the most important note is the high note that he hits. It's kind of like, it doesn't matter what help, it's like that, like, can't get that note. So, before we close it off, once again, we have Julian Cantelm on the drums, Julian Esparza on the bass, not Julian, we have Carter Key on the piano, and the catalog is vast. You can do so many different songs. You might walk out there and say, why didn't he sing this song? Or why didn't he sing this song? That's messed up. He just did not sing but you can't do it all. You do it again and then you do some new songs, do it again next year and you choose some different songs. That's the beauty about somebody who has a vast catalog of stuff. But we had fun playing our second show, and I'm gonna say that Tony Bennett lived 96 years, more than most people live, and he's sung a lot of places, been a lot of places, met a lot of different people, more than probably just about anybody ever. And we can say that Tony Bennett has lived the good life. Yeah. life, full of fun, seems to be the ideal. The good life lets you hide all the sadness you feel. You won't really fall in love, for you can't take the chance. So please be honest with yourself. Don't try to fake romance. It's the good life to be free and explore the unknown. Like the heartaches, when you learn you must face them alone. Please remember, I still want you. And in case you wonder why, well, just wake up, kiss the good life. Goodbye. Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep and just direct your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can't you hear the bitter pat and the happy tune in your step? Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the shade with my blues on parade, but I'm not afraid. Miss Rover, cross over. If I ever had a cent, I'd be rich as Rockefeller. Well, go just set my feet on the sunny side of the street. good now. Grab your coat and get your hat. Leave your worries on the doorstep. Resurrect your feet to the sunny side of the street. Can you look in the back and the happy tune in your step? Life can be so sweet on the sunny side of the street. I used to walk in the city with my blues on parade, but I'm not afraid. This road will cross over. If I never had a cent, I'll be rich and Rockefeller. We'll both just set my feet on sunny side, on sunny side, on sunny side of the street. Hey. Yes. Thank you so much for being here. It's been a fun night playing these shows and honoring the great Tony Bennett. At some point in the near future, I was fortunate to go to school with his daughter, Antonia, and she lives up in LA, so she'll be coming down here sometime in the near future to perform and sing for you all. And what else is happening? Next week we're celebrating Columbia Records. There's some things on Columbia that were kind of significant. There's a few, yeah. And then after that, the week after that, we got 2 weeks of Stevie Wonder, Stevie Wonder's Intervisions, 8 shows, and it's pretty much 85% sold out for all the shows. So, so if you don't have a ticket, you should do so now. There's lots of things happening, but on September 5th, on Tuesday night, I'm singing with my boys, my 2 boys, and we're picking songs and we're doing arrangements. Carter's actually going to play on that. We're going to, it's going to be fun, and dedicating the concert to my pops. So yeah, so it'll be cool. So that's September 5th. Huh?
Cats Jam.
Oh yeah, we got Cats Jam. So with the Stevie Wonder show started on August 16th, but on the Sunday prior, the 13th, Kat Shoemaker, who's a wonderful pianist and also singer, she plays a lot here. She's doing a jam session, and it's the music of Duke Ellington and Stevie Wonder. So the people who come and sit in have to play one of those tunes. It's pretty cool concept. Yeah, that's all I can pull from my brain right now. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Robert and Debbie Smith, artistic directors of Lambs Players Theater right now. Yeah, they are family. So yeah, God bless you all. Be safe and see you all soon.